Hi, my name is Allstude and I love my face. So, I know you play Minecraft. I am not assuming that you have. And if you say you don't, you're a liar, and I know that. But anyways, you may have seen this perspective, the third person front view. And I just have to ask a question about this. Who plays like this? No, really, this perspective in gameplay terms sucks. Combat is almost impossible, especially with range attacks that you can't see, and really, that can be applied to really everything else like mining and stuff. It's just there for YouTube intros and nothing else. So, I know none of you asked for this, but I'm gonna pretend that you did, so play along. Now you might be asking, well, why would anyone play this perspective? Would someone actually spend time playing on this perspective? And would their name start with aw and end with some dude? I'd say, wow, you took those words out of my mouth! Now, I'll be honest, I've never beaten Minecraft, and my first attempt will not be in this perspective, because, well, go back this amount of time and you'll know why. So you know what? Let's just make things more feasible. I want to, 1, craft diamond armor, then 2, build a house, and then 3, go to the nether. That sound good? Well then let's go then! I'm in, and the first thing I do is activate my inner lumberjack. Then I build a crafting table and then my first tool. With this tool, I mine my first 3 stone. And then I instantly bury the crappy wood tool. After making some more tools, I plan my next vacation. I check out the wildlife, and then I go into my first village, and then I ransack it. Not worth it. After meeting with their residents, I decide to get some sleep in. And then I wake up and then destroy their personal property. Later, I decide to leave, but not without donning my first swag. After trekking a bit, I try out some combat, and then I find out it's Steaming Cow Stool. After stealing their only loot-worthy thing, I commit an Oliver Sand Sweep, but I don't have a Mr. Incredible nearby. So sadly, this is where this video has to end. I'm sorry, but my death got retconned, it doesn't matter. I build a boat, and in Minecraft, not Roblox. And you know that because it's a boat and not really anything else.
Boat, mate.
After my luxury cruise, I put in some overtime at mining and I was able to strike coal. But then, out of nowhere, I was able to strike diamonds. Actually, no, I didn't. I just found a hideout. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. It kind of sucked. I then find a good place to sleep. But just before I'm about to sleep, I'm encountered by a skeleton. It kills me and I die. After my death, I decide to plot my revenge on the skeleton. And for that, I have to hit him where it really hurts. The sun. After I hit some iron, I discover that some tried to hide, but then I kill them off. A little while later, I find another village. And after borrowing some of their leather, as well as making their whole cow population extinct, I was able to acquire my full leather outfit. Yeah, don't you like this shit? Fuck off. I do some cave diving, and after putting in some more overtime, I build a little den, which is not my house, and then I go to bed once again. I clock in some more mining. God, the work hours here are worse than Deep Rock. I know that because I was down there for a day? I don't know, it's still too long. After getting out of my hermit hut, I go back outside and build a giant marker. Now, if you're wondering why I built it in this way, here's my analogy. Alright, analogy, son. I grabbed some iron I smelted, and then I built 2 things. First off, the shield, which is the savior of this run, as well as a sword that I was able to try out instantly. After that, I move out of my hermit hut, and decide I want to start a new life somewhere else. And you know what? I built just the thing for it. Hi, my name is Allstude, and I present to you the Temp Home! The Temp Home is a simple structure with all of your included necessities. A furnace, a crafting table, some lights, and most importantly, the bed. What kind of mobs get you in their sleep? Is what you may be asking. Well, I took that into consideration. That's why the bed is elevated 4 blocks above the ground and there's only 3 ladder pieces. So those stupid mobs can't get you while you sleep and you can still get up easily. It's genius! It's reliable! And most importantly, it can turn into a pen for absolutely no reason whatsoever that does not benefit you in any way! Order now for only 5 payments of 1 emerald, or call 216-069-8008 to get your very own tempo for only 1 payment of 5 emeralds. That's 216-069-8008. Order now! Do it right now! Call the fucking number! After my temp fort sold over 2 million units, I decided to truly start my first objective. Find some diamonds to make the Minecraft equivalent of V-Loan. Game was a bit tricky because there was a couple skeletons, but I was able to bypass them. Somehow, I don't know how I did it. I was able to find my first mob farm, and all I can say is mid-loot. Kinda sucked. After some mining, exploring, and my first cave noise, I finally encountered the first diamond. Of course, it's a bit under what I want, but you know what? A start's a start. You gotta take it. I find another mob farm, and it's even crappier than the last one somehow. To cleanse my palette, I find some more diamonds, and then a bit more. I then fall into another cave. I meet the most perceptive zombie ever, and after dying and backtracking, I find out that it's actually a really good mine. 8 diamonds. After some more exploring, I was able to find some diamonds under some water. Now, if you played Minecraft, which is all of you watching this video, you know that mining underwater takes longer than the 100-Year War, so sadly, I had to leave behind these diamonds. Truly sad. It made my heart crack. Literally, I'm dead now because of heart rupture. Yeah, that didn't happen. I just built a cave above the water. So after that Einstein was thinking, I keep exploring. My shield broke, and I did decide to bring a spare because, well, I didn't think I'd need it. So after some Cerberus type shit, I mined some more diamonds in the whole underground society. After wandering around for a bit, I find a crack that leads me into a water area, and don't exactly tell me how. I get up to the surface, I make it to land, and I was able to find my way back to civilization and my temp fort. Don't ask me how. Now, with that whole cave dive, in total, I was able to mine 29 diamonds, 25 of them just in that one previous one, which means I went over the requirement for armor. So I decided to do some extra credit and make a sword and a pickaxe. And after demolishing another house, I was able to flex out what I had to my villagers. After a well-deserved rest from all that mining, I decide, fuck it, I'm quitting. And I decided to go back to something I was good at from the start, lumberjacking. Once I clocked in my hours at my new job, as well as triggering my editor self,
come here you, it's raw, it's fucking
I recharged my batteries at the Minecrafting battery station. The next day, I get some obsidian from a nearby nether portal. For later, of course. I could just build it now, but that's not part of my master plan. And that part of the master plan meant I had to leave this village. My time had come. After staying for about a couple weeks, I took my final rest at my temp fort, packed up everything I needed, and left behind the shit I didn't want. And then finally, I took off onto my journey to new lands. Maybe someday, someone will find this temp fort and discover what gifts I left behind. But you know, it's not about them. It's about me and my journey. I traveled across rivers, across biomes, even through other villages, searching for the perfect land worthy of my house. And after many years of searching, I found one. A small island with only a few inhabitants and a tree. I knew then that this island was worthy. After claiming the land, I met up with the populace. I ended up bonding with a fellow Enderman named Tom, and we became close buds. Everyone else hated me, so I had to get rid of them. And once I was welcomed in, I wasted no time building my house. It took me an hour and 30 minutes of real life time building, lumberjacking, struggling to build a roof, as well as the loss of Tom. But in the end, my hard work and Tom's sacrifice paid off. And now, I present to you my house. Now before you enter, a memorial to Tom, with a nice message from me in memory of him. This house is everything a human needs to live. A kitchen, some storage, your drip factory, a bed, and that's it. But like I promised, it's a house that looks like someone can live in it. So you know what, check that off. And now with phase 2 of my master plan in motion, now it was time to do the last one. And check that shit off like a fancy restaurant because now I'm in the nether. And now I'm out of it because I don't like it here because it's very high. And so, with that, all 3 of my objectives have been completed, which means my master plan has concluded. 4.5 hours, and now I have a house, a portal, and especially my big V to the lone set, thus proving that Minecraft is playable in this perspective. And so with that, I have fulfilled my purpose, and now I am completely pointless to this planet now. Wait, what? No, what's happening? No!